Welcome to After Dark at the Fixed Ops Roundtable, featuring Cara Delane and Ted Ings. This episode is brought to you by BG Products, partners beyond products. And now for your hosts, Ted Ings and Cara Delane.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Fixed Ops Roundtable After Dark. Ted, it's just you and I.
With our cowboy hats, no less, Cara. So
the original cowboy and cowgirl of Fixed Ops.
That's right. Okay. Can we trademark that? I like that. So, hey, congratulations. We've made it through the first 3 days. I'm really excited. We got a big day coming up tomorrow on the Fixed Ops Roundtable. It's our last day, 4 days. I want to thank everybody who's been messaging and, leaving all kinds of texts and direct messages. Tony Owens, you have been there for the duration. Hello, and your Tully buttons are on the way. Allison sent them. I heard about that. So great stuff. And so obviously we are live again tonight, Cara.
We are live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And yeah, Ted, I can't believe tomorrow, let's just reminisce a little bit. Tomorrow is the first ever fourth day. Like,
yes.
Wow.
Hard to believe for most, not so hard to believe for me personally, but or maybe for you as well. But I got to do a big shout out to everybody who helped make this event happen. Roger Conant, you especially. Roger, I spoke to Jamie Farley today on the phone. She'll be on the show tomorrow from Toyota with the podcast she's doing. I want to give a big shout out to BG Products. Today, we put out on the Fixed Ops Roundtable their it's like a holographic. It's not virtual reality. It's what, augmented reality, Cara, right? That's the term. So we actually had a chance to show that today, and we got a lot of compliments on what BG is doing. We also showed their training facility, and Zach Fox did a fantastic job on Monday and Tuesday. A big shout out to Zach. He was there online fielding questions. Don Lindsay from BG will be here tomorrow. So thank you, BG, for doing all of that. Cara, there were a lot of firsts at the Fixed Ops Roundtable. We had this morning a lot of compliments on Katie Mayers and her new book, Custom Her Experience. Wow. Katie did a fantastic job. She followed Sean Kingery, who did a keynote this morning, and we had a lot of people watching Sean. I know John Traver was messaging me. The word out there is that Sean is a real leader, a potential CEO someday. So congratulations to Sean on what he's doing. Ken Lohr from Retail Warranty Reimbursement did a fantastic job today. The whole Belavia Blatt team has been amazing this event. And Len, of course, I mentioned on Monday. A lot of compliments. I probably had a dozen people or so who reached out to me and thanked him on his state of the automotive industry. So a lot of things happening. This lady here, Cindy Reynolds, we chatted today on the phone as well. Cindy, thank you for all you do. Your panel is tomorrow. And of course, the Fairchild training panel with Tully leaving that earthquake this morning when he shook. I mean, the whole place was shaking and vibrating. It was nuts. Tully was great. And just a lot of strong content. And then, of course, the panel that we had on with Steve Greenfield from Automotive Ventures and Brian Kramer. Ed Roberts was on there. Steve Westner was on there on accelerated change. That was an amazing panel. We got a lot of compliments on that, plus the one they did on Monday with Mike Cavanaugh from Lithia. So a lot of super content. And
I mean, you can't piece it all together in this 30 minutes, Ted. There's so much that we've seen over the last 3 days that's been so impressive. And I have to mention, even the chat throughout the entire show was just raving at every one of the panels. So it was really great to see everyone, getting involved in there during the show.
Yeah, chat's been going since early in the morning, right? Yep. And tomorrow morning we got Sean Butler as the keynote, so I'm looking forward to that. And okay, so we have a new thing that's going to happen for the next event in May, Cara. I just gave you a little bit of a preview in the green room before we started. Owen Moon had a great suggestion, so I'm going to compliment Owen this. Owen said, for each day of the Fixed Ops Roundtable, why don't you do a segment, like a pre-recorded segment from an older show, and call it a Fixed Ops flashback, and do one each day and show it, because now we have all this amazing content over many years now. and show some of the older stuff, sort of like an ESPN classics like they used to do.
And I feel like that ties into the next theme too, Ted. It's the perfect
why
time.
why is that, Kara?
Flashback to the 80s.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. You can announce that.
It's kind of a Back to the Future vibe.
We had a Back to the Future event in June of 2020. That was actually a big event. I learned something at that event. What I used to do is we would cut off the registrations the morning of the event, like whenever it started. Remember, we used to start them like at 8:00 in the morning. You remember that? I know you got up really early.
7 my time.
7 your time and earlier even, right? So we would cut off registrations, and that Back to the Future was a really big event. And I'm thinking if we had left the registrations open, even just for that day, we would have picked up a lot more people. Oh. So anyway, and Michelle was concerned about, Back to the 80s, Back to the Future being a little bit too close, but it'll be 3 years now since we did that last one, right? So I don't know how many people remember. John Fraser, you might remember, right? And hey, John, I got to compliment you because you were very disciplined today in the Go Moto panel that we had. So thank you, John, for doing that out of respect for everybody from Go Moto. So John's had a love affair off and on, mostly off with the kiosks over the years. So
hopefully love now.
Yeah, well, I'm not so sure, but he was I don't want to get him going, but he was very restrained. So he was very good. So, and John's a big fan favorite. Uj Nath from My Karma, John. Uj contacted me the other day and he wanted to know when you were going to be on. So that's tomorrow, John Fraser. You're on the show tomorrow with that panel. I think it's in the morning. I'll look up the time here. But John Fraser's on a panel on customer retention. It's called Walking the Walk for Customer Retention. And that panel is tomorrow at, I'm not even sure what time. I got to look it up here. Here's Michelle McLean, Don Lindsay. Let's see. Oh, it's at 10:30 in the morning. So, John, you're going to be on tomorrow.
10:30. Yeah. Everybody will be watching now that's watching this.
Something must be wrong with me for knowing this agenda so well, right?
I mean, it might have to do with a fourth day, Ted.
Yeah. So,
a lot to remember.
What's that?
It's a lot to remember.
It's a lot to remember, right? Yep. But this show is one for the ages, not one to be forgotten for some time. So I cannot even imagine, no one's ever attempted a 2-day, let alone a 1-day fixed ops event that's so long, and let alone 3 and now 4 days. So Kara, we're going to announce tomorrow what our plans are for that event in May.
Wow. I'm excited. I'm already excited for that one. I know a lot of other people in the industry are excited as well. And something's been on my mind, Ted, that I've been meaning to ask you for a while. And I don't know if you've ever told me this, but why originally, when you started the Fixed Ops Roundtable, why did you want to start it at all? I'm sure you never imagined it being, it is what it is now, but what made you want to do that?
I wanted to get Becky Chernick off my back because she kept saying that you got to do an event in your office in Manhattan in the conference room. And I'd had that office for a while, right? A really nice office. And I was toying whether I should keep the office or not, paying that lease. And Becky said, come on, you got to do an event there. You got to do it. And I wasn't sure if anybody was going to, I said it before, no one, will even show up. So, and then Marco, I met with him and he said, yeah, you got to do it. And you got to invite Becky. I said, well, if it's fixed ops, it wouldn't really apply to her. He said, and he's a technician telling me, I think it might apply to her. You got to work at bringing service and F&I together. So, I mean, this is, 3.5 years ago, right? We were talking about this kind of stuff. And then Fraser came out to the second one. Remember Fraser in Los Angeles? We flew you out and you won a best practice award that time, John. So, and we had that whole video we shot out at the pool at the Beverly Hilton with all the lights and all that. That was pretty cool. So, but anyway, so that was kind of the thinking behind it, Kara. And
well, they just pushed you into it, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and I wasn't sure. I had it was May of 2019, so this will be like a 4-year anniversary, right? This year. And I had a real busy May. It was the week before Memorial Day, and I had been on the West Coast in Los Angeles, and I had done a week of training somewhere, and it was like, okay, I just got to do this one day before Memorial Day, right?
Mhm.
And I wasn't sure if like I said, if anybody was going to even come. And we did the meeting for one day, and then everyone put up their phones, and that the social side of it is what really made the thing kick in, because everybody had a social presence, who was at that meeting. Robert Sebastian, Sean Butler, good evening. I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow morning for the keynote. Everybody who was there, shared the video, as they say, Kara.
Yep.
And that was it. And so the magic happened, I think, not just at the meeting, but after the meeting, through the Memorial Day weekend into the following week. He just kept going and going and going. So,
and how many people were at the first one, you said?
not that many. I mean, the conference room maybe held 12 to 15, and we had them packed in like sardines. I would think at least 25 people, maybe more, maybe a little more, but we couldn't get everybody in. They were out into the halls, and some people were very loud, and they were disrupting other clients down the hall. And it's being car people, right? Some are not shy.
Loud.
But
did you ever dream that it would be what it is now?
You know what? I think it's going to be a lot more than it is even now. I think there's a lot coming. No, I thought I would be able to, just do it like as a hobby, in between trainings, and like every now and then, just put this event out. So I had planned the one with Leonard Buchholz from California, and I had done a video that we would do one in Los Angeles in September, and I think I had talked about doing one in Las Vegas in February, but those were so far away. I didn't know if we would ever, get to that. So,
wow.
And then we did one in the middle in New Jersey as well in November of that year. But so yeah. And Allison, you were there for the whole thing. You did all the programs. So Allison would print this actual program, this beautiful program, like a book, and it would open up and have the speaker's picture, had the bio, and it was really well done. And people, would post on social media that they got the program from the Fixed Ops Roundtable, and it's probably like collector's items now, right?
Yeah.
And from those early meetings, and Allison did a great job. So Allison, we had a tough time even then getting good headshots from people, right? So, but Allison was with us, from the beginning, and I wanted. I didn't know what it was called back then. It's a step and repeat board, but I wanted that board with the banner. Fixed Ops Roundtable. Rick, you remember, you were there. You were at the one in Vegas, Rick. And when Liza spoke, and I knew we wanted to have that like with some of the logos, like from Rick's company and from BG and, so on and so forth. And Allison printed the first step. She goes, "Oh, that's called a step and repeat board." And I said, "Oh, I didn't know." Right. And then we were at the Beverly Hilton, which hosts the Golden Globes every January, and used to host the Oscars. And they have a lot of red carpets, like in storage at that place for those big events, right? They always have events there. And so I said, "Hey, why don't we get a red carpet and put it in front of the step and repeat board? And then we could take everybody's picture there and maybe make a video there. And they'd feel like they're a celebrity for that."
Yeah.
That day. So.
Yeah, getting their best practice awards. I could see it.
And then we had best practice awards, right? Starting with the second one. So it's kind of silly to think about it, right? But
I mean, if the music industry can do it, then why can't we?
Yeah, right. With Fixed Ops, right? So, but I didn't know there was an appetite, for a full day of content. So look at us now, 4 days, right?
I know.
So Adam Aarons sent me a message, and he's going to be on a panel tomorrow afternoon, a women in automotive panel, and we've got him coming up. We got a lot of good talent, really. We had those. Remember those rock star diehard technicians we had a couple weeks ago? Russell Wickham and Marshall and Robert Stage. So they did their panel this afternoon late, and that was a big hit too. We got a lot of compliments on that. So
Robert's just leading the pack these days.
Well, somebody came and watched him on the After Dark show like 2 weeks, maybe 2-3 weeks ago. They saw him on here, and I won't steal his thunder. I'll let him make the announcement. but somebody saw him and he's acted upon it, and he has something really big he's going to be sharing very soon
Ooh,
with the industry. So,
all right. I'm rooting for him.
yeah, all good. So, and then you with these cowboy getups for all the got
One
a
more,
different outfit every day. I noticed.
man, only one more day. I kind of want to wear the cowboy hat from now on, Ted.
Well, you could pull that off there. It would be like
Man,
nothing. In
this,
fact, I
this,
have seen you wear cowboy hats quite a bit, actually, right? So
you know, it's Texas. You got to fit in.
you got to fit in. So, hey, Allison, thank you for all that hard work also, and making sure that shipments arrive where they need to be, and she's shipping out that stuff to Tony Owens as well. So, Caesar Augustus from Dealer Scanning
Mhm.
sends me a picture today because he's on the crew for Tony Robbins, right? And he says, Ted, whenever Tony Robbins does an event, we show like the setting. If it's somebody watching at home on virtual, like they take a selfie, in their home, and he has a shirt that says "Crew Tony Robbins," right? And he sends me the picture today. So I said, that looks really good. He goes, yeah, this is Tony Robbins uses his picture as the picture, when they send it out as to how they want people to do it. So I sent it to Allison, and so we're gonna do Crew with the Fixed Ops Roundtable logo shirts, and Allison's already at work on them starting this morning. So
Of course she is. She is on top of it. But that is a really cool idea. You haven't told me that yet. That's awesome.
there's been a show going on, right? There's been a lot of
A
things
little
happening.
busy.
So,
I've always thought though, Ted, I was like, we need some more merch because everybody is dressing up with us on all of these events lately. And how can we include them in some more stuff that we do? That's a great idea.
Allison, did you pay her to say this stuff?
Love you, Allison.
I think Allison's been getting with you and you've been like planning this, right? So yeah,
So,
the same stuff Allison's been telling me for a couple of years. I think if it makes sense, yes. There are some things that we've learned we don't want to provide, like masks and headwear, let's say as an example, right?
yeah.
That could potentially be problematic, right? But other things work really well. So I think it depends on the stuff. And I feel bad, Allison, that we're not printing those programs. We went to a virtual program for a while. I think, Kara, when you first came aboard, Kara, are you the same girl that actually started with us like 2.5 years ago?
Honestly, I don't think so. I think I've aged about 20 years since I started working for you, Ted.
But not on my account.
Well, just in general, I think I've aged about 20 years since you met me.
I don't think that's anywhere near the truth. But I will say that the stuff you do is I think it went from one video at one event to now countless photos and videos, and I saw you reposted that one in the blue dress today as well, so I appreciate you doing that.
Yeah.
And you posted it somewhere and I couldn't go back. I couldn't find it. I went back because it was a crazy day for me. So
Yeah.
and it's funny because we have time when we're not doing an event to look on social, and there we go, Allison. But like during the event, there's things incoming, right? All these things happening at once that have to be dealt with. So
I told somebody recently, they're like, oh, you're always on social media. And I said, it's so funny because I'm always active on social media, but I'm not consuming it a lot of the time. I'm posting on it. So it's a little different when I get busy. There is often times that I miss a lot of things just because I'm focused.
Because you're focused, and that's how I feel. Right, I'm missing a lot of stuff these days. I'm really proud of. I don't know if you remember Peter Carasone from Vision AST. He was with Sarah a couple weeks ago on the After Dark show. So Peter did his segment today, and
today.
And a product that's been primarily in the sales department, now bringing it into F&I, and he's had a lot of people connect, a lot of important fixed ops dealer people connecting with him, and I'm excited for him. He's excited. We've had a whole bunch of messages going on this evening, so he's got a lot of things set up over the next week or two to meet with people. So it's gonna be good.
That just goes to show what the Roundtable can do for so many people. The networking is so amazing, placing people together, and getting out all across the nation, across the world. It's really been interesting to see this kind of evolve and seeing people meet up online and then seeing pictures of them in person together. Eventually, it's really rewarding.
So speaking of seeing them online and together, Allison will be here on Monday night because I think we'll be announcing some winners. I know you'll have an announcement tomorrow about that, but let the cat out of the bag. Allison will be here Monday night. Mike Weldon, yeah, thank you, Mike. You have been so involved. You were on Kaylee's panel on Monday. That was a huge hit, the parts panel. Mike, you've been on that Stella Automotive AI panel. You've been on a number of them. The Automax panel as well with Joe Lockard. So great job to you, Michael. And thank you for all you've been doing. And Michael actually got Cox Automotive to do a whole, where they have all these brands, right?
Mhm.
X Time and Kelly Blue Book and so on. He got them to do something brand new for a brand they don't even have yet at the last event.
Oh.
And it was very well received. So
Wow.
that's gone over real well. And I met a lot of really cool people from Cox Automotive at this event. Juan Flores from Kelly Blue Book, never met him before. Mike Boyd from iRecon, V-Auto iRecon, a retail guy, Kara, who had an idea for this software and wrote like wrote a handbook, 32 pages long, and like a training book, like someone I know has done for social media. And he took this and he started implementing it at his dealerships and then went out and then got together with V-Auto, and then Cox Automotive bought it, I guess, from him. And he's part of Cox Auto and V-Auto now. So great stuff.
That's impressive. Wow.
And congratulations to Rapid Recon. The big announcement on Monday in the news, Dennis McGinn was our keynote this morning. So Rapid Recon is now in the stratosphere with a big purchase that just happened on Monday. So congratulations to the Rapid Recon folks. And there's a lot more coming with that. So, and a lot of that's credited to the Fixed Ops Roundtable as well. So one of the companies, someone I know has a company called Dealer Logics. His name is Kevin Green. He's been my friend for about 12 years. And he sold part of his company to this big conglomerate. I won't mention their name, a couple of years ago. And now they are becoming like, they want to be the next Cox Automotive. And so they've been acquiring companies. So that's what happened with Rapid Recon on Monday. So
that's
stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Anyway, so I've been talking this whole time. I'm supposed to be tired.
You never sleep, Ted. We all know this. I think you're just fooling us when you tell everyone that you're tired. I don't think you actually get tired.
I'm going to sleep like 5 minutes after the show, everybody. Don't worry, right? So,
but only 5 minutes.
So Sean Butler's keynoting tomorrow. I'm excited about that. We got that panel that I mentioned earlier with Cindy that she's going to be on as well. We've got Sarah Vantine and Nikki Risley tomorrow that are going to be on here. Don Lindsay from BG Products. Marcos Wanenberg is on a couple different panels. Sean Kingery is here. Dave Foy is here. Jamie Farley. So just a lot of talent tomorrow. And then we'll wrap up the best practice voting at the event. So
it's going to be a great fourth day. I can feel it.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm excited.
All right. So what time do we start tomorrow?
9 a.m. your time, 8 a.m. my time.
Okay. All right. So I want to thank everybody that you see pictured here, as well as everybody who's been contributing, watching and viewing in the comments. Ed Roberts, just a lot of strong panels he's been in. Sarah Vantine really has shined. She's been in like 5 segments, a lot of panels she put together with retail people. She's done a great job at this event. And Tully Williams, wow. I mean, just, so much stuff Tully has done for the event. And he did that panel the other day with Julie from Dealer Pay. And now he's got Dealer Pay in the Nilo company. So they've moved all their credit card processing over to them, and they're able to process payments on Venmo and PayPal, and people can check out on their phones. They don't have to go to the cashier window. They can do it conveniently, from home, or, it's a whole new era. So
I wish every person that I ever talked to from day to day was as passionate as Tully. I love how excited he gets about whatever it is he's talking about on whatever day. I love it. It's just contagious. I like get excited, and half the time I'm like, I don't even know what he's about to talk about, but I'm excited too.
Well, one thing he's almost always going to talk about is we're in the repeat and referral business,
True.
right, Tony Owens? So we've heard that
Yeah.
from Tully, and it's all about the hours, right?
Yeah.
And of course, a big shout out and Tully, there you are. A lot of love, Tully. Okay, and Tully, I know the plan you got coming up in the next couple of days. So thank you, Tully, for all you're going to be doing for the Fixed Ops Roundtable. And Tully, a big shout out now to our good friend Sean Kingery on the cover of Fixed Ops magazine, which is out now officially. The publication is in print, and he's the process agent, and he did a great job this morning on the keynote. And he had a panel with Ashley, and he's all over the event too. So yeah, huge deal, Tully, right? You know it. So. And Tully, Dennis Gingrich too, right? Dennis Gingrich, wow, right? He's just amazing on that panel with Mickey Quinn from Vanguard. That little Irishman, he could talk, right? I'd never seen Mickey so animated and charismatic as he was yesterday on the panel. So Mickey was a lot of fun.
We're making Fixed Ops fun for everybody. That's the point of this.
Like. Yeah, I mean, we have a complaint or two that it's a little too fun, right? But so
can never be.
I think that's actually a good thing. That's a great thing. So
yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for day 4. I'm excited for the next event in May. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on in between here and there, and I can't wait.
So Cindy knows. Tully says CSI customer supplies income, right?
Yep.
So great stuff. So everybody, thank you for your wonderful support. We could not do any of this without your help. And, thank you for bringing Fixed Ops into what it is today. And, great friends like Cindy and Tony Owens and certainly, Ed Roberts and Sarah and Tully, the great Sir Tully Williams and Sean Kingery. Thank you for all that you do. So.
And thank you, Ted.
Yeah. So
you're the leader of the pack. We wouldn't all be here without you.
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta make it through tomorrow, right? So anyway,
we will.
All right. So, all right. So, any other messages we got, or is that? I think we're
just day 4 tomorrow. Hopefully, everybody's watching us.
All right. Yep. Good. All right. So, texts are going out, everybody. They look like they're going out on time. Big shout out to Update Promise and Taylor and Tyson Sue. Thank you very much for doing that. We've had to work on the texts this week behind the scenes, but they seem to be pretty accurate, okay, from what I see. And thank them for updating it on Monday night as well. So it's worked out really well. And so tomorrow we'll have an announcement at the end of the show at about 4:15 for the May event. We'll give you the official theme. We'll tell you how many days long that's going to be, when the days are, and Kara's going to give all that away tomorrow.
Yep, it's going to be exciting. So thank you, everyone, for watching us tonight and sticking with us for the first 3 days of the Fixed Ops Roundtable Wild West. And get ready for day 4 starting tomorrow. And like Ted said, we will catch you guys on the After Dark show live on Monday night. See y'all then.